Hey, Railbirds, Kevin here. All right, we have the second semifinal match of the 2019 Masters Artistic Pool Championship. We have Jamie Moody versus Abram Diaz. The winner of this will move into the finals to play Gabby Vishoyu, who is waiting for them. We just got to watch them play Brian Pauly. That was a fun match. All right, our players. Our first contestant at the table now is a 2007 VNEA Artistic Pool Challenge winner, 2008 third place in the Artistic Cup, two-time World Follow Champion, 2015 World Jump and Bank Kick Champion, 2016 World Special Arts Champion. He's the current World Trick and Fancy and Special Arts Champion, and he is one of the world's fastest shooters. From Houston, Texas, the Bayou Bullet, Jamie Moody. That is Jamie warming up at the table right now. His opponent is a 2017 Mexican National Artistic Pool Champion, runner-up at the 2016 WPA World Artistic Pool Championship. He's a finalist at the 2014 WPA World Artistic Pool Championship. He's a two-time WPA World Jump Shot Champion. Second place at the 2012 U.S. Open Artistic Pool Championship, 2012 WPA World Masters Cup Trick Shot and Fancy Champion. So 2011 WPA World Stroke Champion, and he is the current WAPPA Ben Zeman Trick Shot Shootout Champion. He is sponsored by Kamui Tips from San Diego, California. It is Too Tall, Abram Diaz. And I am being joined by Mr. Perfect himself, Gabby Vishoyu.
Hello. Nice to be here.
Thank you for joining us.
Always a good idea to put the non-native speaker on the microphone.
That's our plan. our viewers love that.
Okay, glad to be here. And if I make any mistakes, it's not my first language, so get off my back.
We like watching you play, and I have a feeling we're gonna like listening to you too. You like to have a lot of fun.
Yes, I try. I didn't have a lot of fun in my in my previous match. I had the worst headache of my life. I'm still getting over it. I don't know what happened. It was sharp and it came out of nowhere, like a sledgehammer to the back of my head. Not to be taking anything away from Brian. He shot great. He kept close.
Yeah, he made some good strategic decisions. He picked some shots that he was able to hit that you didn't.
It's like he knew what I practiced and what I didn't practice.
It's almost like he was watching, paying attention. All right, that is Jamie at the table over there. He's just warming up. He's about 30 seconds away from starting. So our road here. Jamie Moody and Abram Diaz. Abram was the number 2 seed, so he ended up getting a bye from the preliminary rounds. Jamie Moody defeated Ron Percival in our first quarterfinal match. And the winner of this will get to move on to play you in the finals, our number 1 seed in this bracket.
I'm waiting. It was the same in February.
Same in February. It was the same 3 players, huh?
But it was this match that we have now was the quarterfinal match, and I was waiting in the semifinal for one of the for one of them. I got Abram in February.
So it's deja vu all over again.
So let's see. I'll say he.
So Balint in our chat room says something. I don't know what, but he's from Romania, so he's been cheering he's been cheering you on.
Salutare. Merci. He's just saying congratulations.
Okay. Figured it had to be something good.
Okay, I know you'll be hearing a lot of strange noises from my microphone. It's because I'm drinking a ton of coffee, and I can't stop. I'm addicted.
Oh yeah, we live on coffee. Although I haven't had as much coffee today as I normally do. All right, we are going with 4C.
Discipline 1, 4C. I forgot what that is. I'm sorry.
This is the never-ending stories. I have not seen this one.
Okay, there's a line of 4 balls down the center of the table, close to the side pocket. Actually that setup is a really old shot.
Okay.
Remove the rack, remove the other thing, the cue bot and the blocker balls and everything else off the table. Keep that line, the cue ball there. That's a really old shot. You had to make the one in the side exactly like his diagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that was it. And you had the cue ball further out to the center of the table and shoot it low with a little bit of left spin.
So they
Cue ball
kind
gets
of
out of the way and you just make the four balls like that.
spiced it up a bit.
So now that was a little easier,
Mm-hmm.
but without the rack there, you could have missed the three ball. Now you have to go forward instead of back. You have to force follow off that rail and with the help of the bot, squeeze between the blocker balls and the rail and make the hanger. He should be able to make this because it's his pick in the preliminary round 2. And he made it with no trouble then.
Right, that must have been on one of the other tables because I don't remember seeing that on the TV table. All right, here we go. This is a 9-point shot.
The cue ball is the ball to watch here. The rest will go probably. And then the cue ball must force follow forward. Just like that.
And
It's in.
nails it. First try. 9 points for too tall Abram Diaz. It's going to bring Jamie Moody, the Bayou Bullet, to the table.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, there aren't too many speed shots left in the artistic pool program, and
Yeah.
I'm glad there are not. I hate speed shots, but he's the best at them.
So I understand you took a bit of a break from trick shots and artistic pool. Is that right? Been taking some time off for a while?
That's right. It was after I won the World Championships the first time in 2015 in Atlanta. Well, that's not really a story
Okay.
because it wasn't. It was voluntary, but it was because of some problems.
Sure.
So let's talk about the good things, not the bad ones.
Well, okay.
I'm back.
And he's back.
I'm back. Things are good now.
Like you never took any time off.
Well, I had to practice a lot to get back to my previous level.
Oh, absolutely. To be performing at a top level, of course, it takes lots of practice and lots of new cloth on the table. Because you probably, I'm guessing you tear up the. Yeah. How long does a how long does the cloth last before you have to replace it when you're practicing trick shots on it all the time?
Oh well, this one I've had this one for 6 months and it's already done.
It's done.
I have to change it, but when we were practicing for let's wait. That was not enough follow on that cue ball. It didn't bend forward. So this one was 6 months, but when I was practicing for Trick Shot Magic for the ESPN events, we had a lot more masse shots, a lot more stroke shots that would damage the cloth a lot faster. So that would last like 2 months tops, and then you have to replace it. It usually lasts for 2 years. So
Yeah,
2
like
months
under normal circumstances. So Rob Peacock wants to say hi.
Hey, Rob. I can see that, Rob. You know.
Yeah, Gabby, he can see the chat room too.
You can talk to me. I'm listening. Hey, Jim Bernard, coach. Coach is here.
Yep, he's been here this whole time, all 3 days. He's been cheering everyone on.
Hey, coach.
As well as a number of others. Andrew, the Enigma, Sozio. He's been in the chat room all 3 days also.
Now we have the second attempt now.
Attempt number 2, now worth 8 points.
It's not a very hard shot, but I would call it tricky. because with these tight pockets here, you could miss one of those balls, and you have to get some action on that ball to make it to curve.
Oh, miscue.
He moved a lot. He moved a lot on that shot.
Yeah.
He was up by the time we heard.
Yeah, he jumped up quite a bit on that one.
You still have to follow the rules.
Still have to have the proper fundamentals.
Yeah, the proper fundamentals. It doesn't work without them. Well, I think you are allowed to make a few mistakes,
So are you?
but you have to make them over and over again.
Right. Learn from your mistakes.
No, I mean if for example you have a flaw in your stroke, right?
Right.
For regular pull, that would be bad. It's bad for trick shots too.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're making the same mistake over and over again, you can adjust for it in
Right.
trick shots.
Okay.
A lot easier than in regular pull. It's still not good, but it's not as bad. So stay down. Stay down, stroke through it. Third attempt.
So are you currently no points?
You got a kiss on the 8 ball.
So are you currently living in Romania?
Yes, I am. I've always lived in my hometown in Bucharest, Romania.
Never been there, but I hear it's beautiful.
Well, I wouldn't call it beautiful. There are a lot of beautiful cities, but it's nice. It's okay.
All right.
Actually I have done this for a living for a few months. I was doing commentary for a Romanian TV station when they started
nice.
airing pool tournaments.
Ah, they air pool tournaments over there on regular TV?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
That didn't last long.
All right, I believe he called 2C, the hide and seek shot. So it's got to be expensive to come here from Romania to play in these.
No, it is. It is.
That's why we have sponsors, right?
I
It
do.
helps.
I do
It
have.
helps.
I do have some sponsors. Yes, but I'm still looking.
Yeah, they don't cover all the bills.
No.
It just helps.
And I had to book my flight late.
Well, that doesn't help either.
That was really expensive. On this shot right here, I would say it's all about speed, and you have to know your equipment, your cue, because the weight of that cue tells you how hard or soft to hit the cue ball.
Yeah, the main thing on this shot is, you know, that cue stick and how that cue stick likes to move out of the way and how to adjust for that. And we were seeing yesterday the players, you know, they were making the balls, but it was that cue stick that was giving them the problem. It was moving too much or moving not enough, and they were having problems adjusting. You know?
Yeah, I saw that. No, that's the trick.
That's what this shot's all about. Yeah, they were making the 8 ball, they were making the 6 ball, but that cue ball coming around 2 rails and hitting that cue stick, the cue stick would. They were having a hard time adjusting to it. So let's see how Jamie does.
Soft.
Perfect.
Nice.
Nails it. First try. 7 points for Jamie.
Keeping close. Abram should be able to do it.
He should be able to handle this, but you never know. Funny things happen.
Yeah, tell me about it. Any shot is missable. I've learned that along the years. Any shot is missable.
Balint lives in Romania, and he didn't know about pool on TV, but he doesn't watch TV, so. Well, maybe now he'll start.
Well, it was the only station that aired the Romanian tournaments. The one they came and filmed and aired it live went out of business. So
Oh, well, that doesn't help.
that did, yeah. That stopped suddenly. But it wasn't. Actually, I had to literally I had to go into a Romanian TV station and convince them to buy some old ESPN tapes. So that was the first time they ever aired pool in Romania. I don't know ever, but
So you're the one fighting the good fight over there, getting it on the air.
I think I was, but I'm getting tired. I'm getting
Only
tired.
so much fighting you can do, huh?
I'm not the only one. There are passionate people everywhere about pool, and I'm not the only one in Romania, of course. I've seen people use the lightest cue possible and just shoot it very, very soft. And I've seen them use masse cues, really heavy cues, and hit it a million miles an hour. It works either way, but you have to know that weight and that speed. There's a lot of margin for error because you can hit closer to the end of the stick or closer to the middle of the stick, and it should still go in if you have the right speed. So it's not a matter of finding the exact angle here, but the exact speed. Of course, you can shoot it. You cannot shoot it very, very soft because then the 3, in this case, the red ball wouldn't get to the corner pocket.
Right.
Or the 11, the one on top of the stacker ball, wouldn't drop straight if you shoot it too soft. So there's a minimum.
Yeah, first time I saw him balancing the ball on top of that ball, I was like, what are they doing? What kind of special tricks are they using? Then they let me in on the secret.
Yeah, it's a small divot. Or static.
Static electricity?
Yeah, you just rub the ball and that's...
I just thought it was a little piece of bubble gum.
Actually, I didn't have one when I started doing this, and I was using washers. So
Right.
If you don't have a stacker, you can put one washer on the felt, put the ball on top, and then use another one in between the two balls.
That doesn't interfere with the shot?
No, not always. It can, but for this one, I don't see it interfering.
Well, look how far he's moved that cue stick.
A little soft, or he hit it a little too close to the center.
I'm just saying, look how far off center he puts that cue stick. Must be a really light cue stick.
And he expects to push it a lot. So the adjustment here, hit a little harder, that's all. Or same speed, but hit closer to the end of that stick, closer to the butt end of the stick.
Right. And this is where, this is probably a pretty, you would set that cue stick up differently whether you're playing on diamond tables or some other tables because of that shape of the side pocket on the diamond table, that little hump that's there.
For me, usually it's right down the middle of the table, but you cannot do it on a diamond. You have to move it left or right.
Yeah, because of that hump that's on the side pocket.
Most people would place it like that.
It's all about the little details.
Yes, when people ask me what's the quality you need, or the how should I say this? I'll stick with quality. I don't have a better word for it. You need to be a good pool player or a good trick shot artist. So I always say number one is patience. Skill can come with time, and if you don't have the patience, good shot.
All right,
good shot.
he adjusted his a little bit harder. That was his second attempt, right? I think that was second. So that's going to be 6 points for Abram. So that brings him up to 15.
15-7 right now.
We're going to be moving on to discipline 3, which will be draw shots. And that's going to be Abram's choice, right?
Yes. He's picking odds, and Jamie's picking evens.
Yes.
So we're up to discipline 3. It's Abram's choice.
And this is a maximum of 16 rounds, right? We go through the 8 disciplines.
8 shots each is the maximum, yes. So they go through the 8 disciplines. One picks odds, the other picks evens, and then there's another 4, let's call them wildcard shots. where they can pick anything from the program, but they cannot repeat a discipline or a shot that's already been played.
Right. Okay.
Abram, he should know by now what to pick. It's not the time to decide, because you kind of know what you're gonna pick when the match starts. If you get odds, you know what to pick. If you get evens, you know what to pick.
Yeah, it's not his first rodeo, right? 3B, I think you said,
3B.
which is going to be the throw shot. Yeah, we've seen this several times.
Doesn't look like it goes, but it does.
It does not look like it goes. There's like no way that goes. You know, it's 4 balls off of the center of the table. That's how far off center this is.
I remember this shot. I was alone in a city in Romania after doing the show, and then there was one really good pool player that lived there, and we hung out after that, and I showed him this shot, and he couldn't believe it went in, and he was one of the best pool players in Romania. He couldn't believe it. A lot of people don't, because it looks like the tangent line is way off the pocket.
Yeah, it's way off.
But you can push them. You have to cut it as much as possible and push them to the left.
Yeah, that 8 is frozen to that ball. So normally, if you're at the table looking at this, there's like no way it goes.
Nice. If you're looking from this angle, it doesn't look like it goes. Let's see if they do. They should. The 8 should go. He's picking this just to
All right,
keep a buffer between.
Yeah.
Because he can. I know for a fact. I was expecting him to make that. I know,
Which he does.
I know for a fact there are a lot harder draw shots that he can make. It's one of his specialty.
So
And he didn't pick those in the beginning of the match. He's probably saving them if he needs a good shot by the end.
So he's going for a relatively easy shot for him, just to
get points,
just to put some points on the board.
To keep that buffer between him and Jamie.
So
He
here.
expects Jamie to make it too. I mean,
Yeah,
I can tell he's thinking if somehow I'm still at 23-7 after Jamie shoots, I'm lucky. If not, I'm still in front. Everything's okay. That's the plan right now.
Doesn't sound like a bad plan.
No, it's not. I should listen to my own advice. I never do that. I always go for them.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Mm-hmm.
Practice what you preach, something like that. And he
There you
makes
go.
it first
There
try
you go.
also, 8 points.
When you get to this point with players like them, 6, 7, and 8 point shots should go pretty much all the time. There are a few exceptions, of course. But
Of course,
most
sometimes.
of them should go. There are some hard 8 point shots in there, but I think that's an accident.
All right, we're going to move on to discipline 4, follow shots.
Follow shot, Jamie's pick. So let's see. I expect Jamie, maybe not yet, but he
4A,
will start
the
to
window shot.
Mhm.
We've seen this a few times.
I expect Jamie to start to pick 9 point and 10 point shots. Not now, but soon. if that point difference stays there. But it's early. It's very early in the match. So
This is a 9-point shot.
it is, but again, he expects to get the points, and he expects Abram to make it too. Maybe make up a few points, maybe 1 or 2 points if Abram doesn't make it on his first attempt. But he doesn't. I bet he doesn't expect his opponent to miss here. There are two kind of shots, if you ask me. The kind where you just wanna get the points, whatever happens, and the ones that you wanna make, and your opponent to miss, the ones, the really hard ones. or the ones that you know he will miss, because we know each other so well by now.
Mhm. That's kind of like why we thought for sure during your match with Brian that you'd pick the six-pack shot because we know you're going to make it, and we saw Brian having difficulty with it, so we figured for sure that'd be one of the one you were going to pick.
Well, by the time jump came in, I wasn't thinking straight because of my headache.
Blame it on the headache. Okay.
Yeah, no, really, it was really, really, really bad. I wanted to take a break, but I was like, okay, let's just get this match over.
Nails. Oh, he missed the
No,
one
he
ball.
missed two balls. He missed the 7 and the one in the side and the one in the corner. He only made one.
I was watching the cue ball the whole time because I just figured the other balls are just going to go.
Yeah, that's the ball to watch, the cue ball. Yeah, he'll set it up again, but it's a hard adjustment now because you have to adjust for two balls missing. But you know, if he adjusts that last ball only, that will also change the trajectory of the bank. So sometimes you only have to adjust one even if you miss two. But I don't know if he saw that because you are watching the cue ball when you're shooting that shot. You're not watching the bank, for example. So it's really hard for me. If I miss that bank, it's really hard. I have to watch the position of the one ball in this case in the diagram. I have to watch the position of the ball to realize what side of the pocket it hit, because I'm not watching that ball. I'm watching the cue ball. I may be watching the 3 ball in the diagram to see if it misses, on which side it misses. But you are watching the cue ball because that's what you expect to miss, not the setup. The setup is the easy part, not on 4-inch pockets. These are some of the tightest pockets we ever played on.
Yeah, 4 and 1/8 inch pockets on diamond tables, which are played a little tighter than other tables generally, and old worn out cloth, which doesn't help either, doesn't help the balls slide in. Tough conditions.
Okay, he missed the 2 balls again, so he didn't make the right adjustment. He also missed the cue ball, hit the blockers. That's not good. Not good because now, see, she's tapping the ball. She's just thinking, what now? You never want to be in that position. If you miss, you want to know why you missed. You want to know how you missed it, and you want to have maybe have notes on the exact adjustment you need to make. And he's not sure now.
Yeah, if you don't know why you missed, you don't know what adjustment to make.
Yeah, no, I mean, my guess is right now he's winging it. I'll tell you something. It's a lot easier here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's a lot easier. You see everything from back here.
Yeah, I've been on both sides of the camera. I've been behind the camera and I've been in front of the camera, and it's way more pleasant over here on this side of the camera for sure. Way less stressful over here.
He's setting up again, and let's see.
All right.
We have to watch the 1 and the 6, yellow and green.
His third and final attempt.
Now, if this was the other kind of shot I was talking about, where you expect your opponent to miss, it wouldn't be that bad. But if you miss on this kind of shot that you expect your opponent to make, and you just wanted to get points and get the match moving, well, that's a big problem. That's a big problem.
That's a problem.
Let's see. 1 and 6 again. 1 and 6 again. He made that ball. The cue ball curved. But the 1 and the 6 did not find the pockets.
All right. No points for Jamie. Now he just has to hope Abram can't make it either. But he's expecting Abram to make this.
Well, I am, at least. This shot has been around since forever. So
as you say, this table's playing tough.
yes, it is. But we were talking about pocket size, and I told them, you know what, make them even tighter because we're setting them up ourselves.
Right.
So if you cannot find the center of the pocket when you set up the shot yourself,
Yeah,
well,
when you're setting it up dead, so when you're setting up the dead ball so it goes at the pocket, you should be able to find the pocket.
exactly. It doesn't matter if it's 4 1/8. If it's 3, it could be 3. As long as it's larger than the ball.
Or like Buddy Hall used to say, the pockets aren't tight in the middle.
Exactly. That's a really good saying. I like that.
So Abram has decided, well, that other side of the table, it's obviously defective, so let's go with this side.
Hmm. Sometimes when we tap the balls, we make little divots in the cloth.
Mm-hmm.
They go away in a few days or a few hours, depending on how hard you tap. So probably he was
So he's basically just wanting to avoid the divots that Jamie made.
that Jamie made, but nah, Jamie doesn't tap that hard, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen some people that hit them like they're hitting it with a hammer.
hmm. Tom Rossman had a rule of thumb, he said. The
Yeah.
rule of thumb is hit it as hard as you would hit your thumb.
That's a good rule of thumb.
Imagine you have your thumb on top of the ball now.
Yeah, that'll get you to hit it a lot lighter.
Okay, you have to aim right in between. The 1 and the 2, hit the 2 first, carom off the 1. Hit it hard enough to go through the gap before the spin takes. And then the follow, the top spin. Grabs after it passes and makes the 8. And the setup is just setup. And
Oh,
he
he missed
misses
the
the
three.
3.
He made the other 2, but missed the 3, and it just barely bobbled out. Such big. So that one should be the easiest of the ones to adjust, I would think.
That is the easiest to adjust. Yes, it should be easy for him now. Earlier for Jamie, when he missed 2 balls and the cue ball, his second attempt, I think that was a hard adjustment. But this should be easy. He should adjust for this. It was only 1 ball and he saw it. And this is because we're not paying a lot of attention. When we're practicing this shot, we only care about the cue ball. And let me tell you something. That 3 ball, at least on my own table, it wobbles in every single time, and I don't care because it's in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, the cue ball went beautifully. It went through the gap, it curved, and everything was right. I've got this. But then you come to this table with 4 and what? 4 and 1/8?
4 and 1/8.
4 and 1/8. Well, we don't use inches, so that's why I'm confused. 4 and 1/8. Okay. You come to this pocket, and if you're lazy and don't take extra time, you can miss it like that.
That is 104.8 millimeters.
Yes. Oh, okay, that's great. I can close my eyes and picture exactly what 104.775 millimeters looks like.
But not 4 and 1/8 inches. Not those funny American units.
And don't get me started on feet and miles and pounds and. Okay, second attempt. That's the same all over the world. It's second. And it's in.
And he nails it on his second attempt. That's going to be 8 points for Abram. Brings him up to 31, if my math is correct.
31-15. Now he has that buffer he wanted. And we'll see. Like not very easy shots, not very hard shots.
Kind of
Something
middle of
in
the road, like an 8-pointer maybe?
8, 9. Or even 10 if it's a.
If it's one he feels good about?
Yes, if it's one he feels good. But he won't take any chances from now on. Only if Jamie catches up with one of his own shots. So that's what I expect now. That's what I usually don't do. What I should do but won't do.
You should take some of your own advice. It sounds like good advice.
I know it does, doesn't it? 4A.
4A from discipline 5.
5-4A. Oh, I know what it is.
Palinga's kicker.
Palinga's kicker, yes. He didn't take my advice, but this is a good shot.
It's a 9-pointer.
It's a 9-pointer that I played against him in February, and he loves it. We both made it actually in February, but after the tournament, I told him my way of shooting it, and now he switched, and he loves it, and he'll play it. This is probably for me now. Okay. See, I can make your shot. But he made it then too, so it's not like that. You have to find on this shot. The setup is important. It can throw a little funny, but you have to hit the right point on that rail and the right speed again. Should be easy with that rack there. Originally, we had a combo there, just 2 balls, no rack.
Right, so
It was really hard. It was really hard.
He's going to be kicking behind the 3. He's going to make the 3 and the 5, and the cue ball is going to come 3 rails around and hit the rack and pocket that 11, I think that is.
Yeah, that's the 11 ball, and it looks great.
Looks good, looks perfect.
Yeah, he would have made it with just the combo.
Yeah, without the rack there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know with just 1 ball, but if you had a combo there, he would have definitely
made the dead ball set up there. Yeah, so 9 points for Abram.
That's 40.
To 40 points. Sherry's saying the same thing. She thought for sure you're going to shoot the 6-pack against Brian. Gabby said if he was thinking a little bit more clearly, if he didn't have the headache, he probably would have.
I picked one. I don't even know why I picked them. I have no idea why I picked that shot.
I'd blame it on the headache.
I didn't even make it in practice, and I picked it. I don't know.
Sounds like a good one to pick to me, right?
Strange. It was strange. I had a little bit of room, and I knew I could shoot a hanger at the end, and I just wanted that match to be over because I wasn't feeling right.
All right, Jamie's checking his notes on this shot. Unlike regular pool and artistic pool, you are allowed to use your phone to check your notes.
I just asked that myself. Apparently, yes, you are allowed to use your phone for notes.
You're also allowed to use a step stool in artistic pool, which you're not allowed to use in regular pool.
Well, you're allowed to do a lot of things.
You're allowed to have props on the table. You're allowed to do a lot of things.
And it's a little different. This is. I said he'll pick easy shots. This was easy for him. This is not easy in general. This was easy for Abram.
Right.
Let's see how Jamie does.
Oh, he's missed the 2 and he scratched.
See, he made it look easy. It's not. Trust me. It's not. That's not an easy shot.
Oh, it's worth 9 points. It's not an easy shot.
I said he will go for medium shots, but well, this is medium for him, and it was a good choice. I'm not picking that against him now.
Now you know.
I wasn't going to. He made it last time too. I think he's making it a little hard on himself, putting the cue ball that far away from the spot. It's usually closer to the spot for most people. But let's see. Yes, it goes.
There it is.
It goes. It's there. Oh! So close. Just a little short. So close. We all thought he had it. We all thought he had it.
So Blint wants to know if you can make this shot using an AccuRack or a Magic Rack instead of the regular rack.
We just hope they come up with a bigger rack than this one.
The 3 foot by 3 foot rack.
Yeah. Just came short and it came like parallel to that rack once
It's
it
like,
hit the rail.
excuse me, can you help me carry my rack over to the table?
It'll come with wheels. You can.
So it slides across the cloth real nice. All right. This is going to be Jamie's third and final attempt at this, now worth 7 points. Come on, Jamie, you got this.
It's a good thing he got up. If you don't feel it, don't shoot it.
Don't shoot it till you know you're going to make it.
Nice.
He's made the balls.
Nice.
That's
nice.
it. He's got it. There we go. 7 points.
Someone is excited.
Nice shot, Jamie. Now it's going to be Jamie's choice.
Yeah, look what I did. Before I picked it the first time in a playoff match, nobody was shooting that shot. Look what I created.
Now see what you started.
Everybody's doing it.
It's all your fault, Gabby.
Yes, now I have to move on and find the new one that nobody shoots, pick that, and then...
He's trying to get excited like you. All right, we're moving on to Discipline 6, stroke shots, and this is going to be Jamie's choice.
points, and he's picking 4B.
4B. That's going to be the show-off spin shot. Man, people have been having hard times with this shot.
Myself included.
Everyone's been having a tough time with this shot, but people keep trying it. We're going to nail this shot eventually. I got a good feeling about this.
Brian made it. He made
Brian
it against me.
He did make it.
He did make it, yes.
On his third attempt, I think.
I came close, but missed one of the balls.
But we've seen this shot attempted many times over the last 3 days, and most of the time it's not been going.
Everybody thinks, yes, but I know how to make it.
It's because I didn't shoot it. Watch me shoot it. I'll show you how to make this.
Good pick, good pick. He needs points. It's a 9-point shot, and like you said, it's difficult. People were missing it. I missed it myself, and he needs points at this point. Still early, but you don't want to let the other guy too far ahead. Then when you move on to where you can pick anything from the program, you're forced to pick 10-point shots.
Right.
And you don't want to force yourself to do that.
Exactly.
Those are hard. Those are missable any day.
Really? The 10-point shots are hard? Who knew? Go figure.
Not all.
Like the six-pack shot?
There are some shots that should be downgraded, and there are some 8-point shots that deserve to be a 10-point shot. So there's still some work that needs to be done to this program, but it's getting there. One ball hung.
The 9.
One ball stayed there.
How was this cue ball? A little bit long?
A little bit long. That's what happened to me. One ball stayed there. My last attempt. So one ball stayed there, and the cue ball made it all the way. A little long, but it had enough spin to spin into the balls. And now that's a hard adjustment for me. There's no adjustment here. Just shoot again, hope it goes. Can move the line a little bit, but
But even with the cue ball missing long, you're not going to make an adjustment. You're just going to shoot it the same.
oh no. He will adjust for the cue ball going long. It's really hard to adjust for one of the balls missing.
Yeah, if the first
Because
three-
if you're shooting off angle, if you're not shooting straight into the line of the balls,
Mhm.
then one of them, it's usually the one in. Let's see, he uses the 6, 7, 1, 2. So the 7, the brown ball, you're pushing that away, offline.
kind of squirts out to the side a little.
That usually is that 7 ball that goes out. And if you're lucky, his direct goes in, but again, tight pockets. But he will shoot because that should be an adjustment. He will shoot straighter into the line of balls because he came long, so he's come a little short. So he probably shoot a little straighter into them. No, balls are still on the table, and he came short. Yes, he did. So he adjusted for that, for the cue ball. But like I said, those the line of balls, if they don't go, it's really hard to adjust for.
All right, hopefully he's dialed in now. Third time's the charm. So Theo says, congrats, Gabby. If I was old enough, I'd be there with you all. And see you in November.
Hi, Theo. I'm glad last time he said he wanted to give up the book format. I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he'll be there in November. All the youngsters like the freestyle events.
Yeah?
Yeah, but you have to. I think you have to do this one too. This is the original. This is the
Freestyle,
original.
huh? Freestyle, huh? I didn't know there was a freestyle. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, freestyle. Just come up with the. You can even come up with the shots on the spot.
And then your opponent has to shoot it too?
Yes, that's a lot of fun.
And these are just like 1 point, 1 point or 0 points. 1 point you make it, 0 points if you miss it.
Yes, something like that.
Since there's no actual points assigned to it.
Yes. Just 1 point. And it's fun because you don't really have to pick hard shots, because your opponent has never seen that shot ever before. So
Yeah,
you can do something easy but tricky, and
if you spend 100 hours practicing a shot that your opponent's never seen before, I kind of like your chances.
yeah. But then I don't like my own chances when I have to shoot one that I've never saw before.
It goes both ways.
Yeah. And then there's something in between, like the ESPN events used to work, where you have no book, no program, but everyone submits the shots in advance, so you do get a chance to see what your opponent might pick. So it goes
And
from.
you have to kind of write it out a little bit. You have to say what the rules are of the shot.
Yeah, you should make a diagram and the description just like we have here. In the artistic pool book. So
He's going to change. He's going to go to the other end of the table for his third attempt. Interesting choice.
that pocket is a little bigger. No, it's not. Because I would see him going to the other side if the cue ball was the problem. But he came long, he adjusted, he came short. He should be right in between. But moving because the balls didn't go in. I don't see how a different pocket would help with that. But I might be wrong.
Unless there's something wrong with the cloth over there where you can't get the balls to lay properly.
Oh, because I probably tapped them too hard.
It's all your fault, Gabby. We blame you, Gabby.
Yeah, let's see. He'll make me swallow my words in a few moments. Can adjust for the line of balls. Here we go. Just move it to the other side of the table.
It's a bold move to switch to the other end of the table, in the middle of the shot.
I've done that before, and it did not work.
Didn't work out for you.
Nope. I missed it just as bad on the other side.
Actually, he wanted to move down to this end so it's closer to our camera so we get a better view. Thanks, Jamie. I don't care what Gabby says about you. You're all right.
I didn't say anything about him. I like that he got excited about making that shot. I know how that feels. I couldn't get him in a straight line either. And you're thinking, oh, if they're not straight, they're not gonna go. But I already took too long. Should I shoot anyway? No. Let's do it again. It takes a while, but you have to be 100% sure that the setup is just right.
Yep,
Third
absolutely.
and final attempt coming up.
All right, third time is the charm.
A lot of spin on that ball.
Oh, he nailed it. Is it going to go? Is it going to go?
Yes,
Come
it does.
on, get there.
Yes, it does.
Get there. Get there.
No,
get
it doesn't.
Oh, man.
Just long. So I told you, he made me swallow my words. He moved to the other end of the table and all the balls went, right?
Man, that was an excellent attempt. It was a good adjustment. He made all the balls, just didn't make that three-railer. I think if he had 4 tries at it, he was definitely going to get it.
And that was a really good attempt, the last one. And the cue ball, he played well. He played long and then short and then long again. So he was adjusting the whole time. And that's the name of the game. It's how you adjust from one attempt to another.
Oh, Abram's gonna shoot from this end also.
If it works, why not? It's just like breaking, right? If you see
See your opponent's breaking
your opponent's
from.
breaking from and it works for him, you'd better break from that spot.
At least that's a good place to start from. At least you can make your own adjustments from there, but that's a good starting point.
Okay, that'll go into my notes. If it doesn't work, switch sides.
What do you got to lose, right?
Why not? And I think we've seen it missed a lot of times because people are not picking it in the preliminary round. There are some other, I'll say, easier options.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I haven't shot this shot in years. I kind of forgot about it because there are other options in the preliminaries. I wasn't going to pick it myself in the playoff matches, so I ignored it a little bit.
Looks like Abram's setting this line of balls up in a much shallower angle than Jamie set it up. Interesting choice.
That's adjustable. That's the player's choice. But with this setup, you have to shoot a little bit off angle, not straight into the line of balls. You'll shoot a little bit towards one side, and you run into the risk of that ball squirting out. What is it? 12 in this case. But he knows what he's doing. If it didn't work, he wouldn't have set it up like that. But
All right, Abram with his first
yeah,
attempt.
he's a little off. He's a little off angle. He's not shooting straight into them.
Did he accidentally touch it?
Well, he could have, but that's not a foul in artistic pool. It's different than pool actually, because if you nudge it by accident, it's not a foul. But if you take a swing at it and miss it completely, it's an attempt.
And
Which
that's
is
the exact opposite of regular pool.
Exactly. First attempt.
Oh,
Yeah.
they fought over each other trying to get in the hole.
That 12 ball squirted. I know a thing or two.
Yes, you do.
But see, if that pocket was bigger, they would have gone in. Because they stuck there because the pocket was too small.
Yeah, they were fighting over each other, trying to get into the pocket, and they jawed up.
Yeah, he's hitting them hard.
That too.
He's hitting them hard.
Actually, he just changed the angle. I could tell by where he had the butt of his cue on the rail. It was to the left of that diamond before. Now it was to the right of that diamond. So he's changed the angle that he's lining these up. Interesting. Is that to change the trajectory of the cue ball when it goes 3 rails? Is that why he would do that?
I don't. I actually didn't see where the cue ball went. It went short or long. Short meaning the long hitting the long rail, and short and long hitting the short rail, which is a mouthful, at least for me. Second attempt, we'll see. He's aiming the same. Now
He
they
made
all
all the
went in.
balls. Is it going to have enough speed? Is it going to get there?
I don't think so.
Is it going long?
It's going long, and if it clips that rail, it didn't. It just didn't have enough. Didn't have enough. It had a lot of spin, but not enough speed. No?
Third and final attempt.
I would say shoot harder, but he already did. Maybe take a little spin off. Maybe change the angle a little bit. Let's see if he uses the same angle. He's to the left of that diamond, I think. But it looks the same. It looks the same. We keep talking about adjustments, but I'll be honest, sometimes we just hope something goes different. You just shoot the same shot and hope it goes different. Most of the times it doesn't work, but every once in a while you do get lucky. No, that would have hurt his thumb, I think.
Not following the rule of thumb. All right, attempt number 3. He's made the balls. That does not look like it's going to have enough speed to get there, or will it? Nope, that's not going to get there. No points for Abram. All right, we're going to be moving on to Discipline 7, jump shots. Jump shots are fun. That's going to be Abram's choice. All right, 5C from jump shots is going to be the Derby horse race. Hey, we saw this before. It's a fun shot. You actually hit the ball twice. You just shoot the one at the 3. I mean the cue ball. You shoot the cue ball at the 3. And then while the 3 ball is rolling, then you jump the cue ball over the 3 so that it pockets that 1-2, gets those out of the way, and then the 3 ball goes in. The main problem that people have been having is the cue ball doesn't get out of the way after it pockets that one ball. The cue ball stays there and gets in the way, and then the 3 ball won't go in.
Interesting choice. I remember I was paired with him for the preliminary round when we had to shoot jump and mass 8. And this was his pick.
Yeah, this is
For
a
the
10,
last,
10-point shot.
And he missed all 3 attempts then, but he's one of his. It's one of his favorite shots, so I expect him to make it,
Yeah, the
or
main
at
problem.
least come close.
I was just saying the main problem I've been seeing is getting the cue ball out of the way after it pockets that 8 ball up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's been the main problem people have been having.
And you don't want to get lucky here. You want it to hit the stacker ball either on the left or on the right and get that ball out of the way. You don't want to hit full so it stays there. Let's see where he goes, left or right.
Well, it definitely got out of the way
yeah,
that time.
it did, and it's perfect.
And nails it. 10 points.
Nice.
So is Jamie just going to, yeah, he doesn't want to have to move all those balls and send them up somewhere else. So I'll just shoot from here.
Yeah, I would too.
No reason to move. Everything's already set up.
He's getting ahead now. He's getting ahead. 50-22.
He's pulling out there.
And we're getting close to that midpoint. And I said Jimmy doesn't want to be forced to pick only 10-point shots.
But it's getting to that point where he might be.
It's getting there. It's getting there. Yeah,
he needs some big scores where Abram doesn't get any.
It's not desperate yet, but he needs points. Let's see. Oh no!
Is
no,
it gonna
no.
get there?
Yeah, but
It's offline.
the one ball dropped. The cue ball made both the stacker and the ball
Oh,
on
you're
top.
not allowed to do that?
No.
Okay, because
The 3 ball in this case had to make the 1.
because it had to make the combination. Got it.
So now the 3's on top. Let's see what ball he decides to use. The 1 ball. So the cue ball has to make the 8, and the 1 has to make the 3.
Got it.
The 3 cannot go in, cannot be made by the cue ball, just fall by itself in the pocket.
All right, attempt number 2 for Jamie. He clipped the 1 ball with the cue ball.
But he is fast, I'll give him that.
Yeah, he
You just hear tick
boom,
tick.
boom, ba-boom.
The rest of us like to wait a little bit just to reposition yourself a little to jump that.
Kind of get your bearings a little bit.
You don't have a lot of time, but you do have a little bit of time to line up. He just goes boom, boom. Third attempt, he needs this. It would be 8 points. It'll put him like 20 points behind, which is
But he can't
not
afford.
bad.
He can't afford to not score.
Well, he can, but I don't like his chances if he doesn't. Let's see. And he clips that
Oh
again.
no points for Jamie.
No points, and he has to start picking Hail Marys. He has to come up with big shots for big points.
All right, Massey shots.
Massey, and then
And 10-point Massey shots, and yeah, those aren't easy.
no. But I don't think he'll pick something he'll make now.
1B, which is the snake shot, right? A 6-pointer.
6-pointer. I told you he's not gonna pick a 10-point now. He'll pick something he can make. But it's still a tricky shot if you haven't practiced it in a while. Yeah, it can slide too much. It's a very table-dependent shot, so. But after this one, after this would be the first round, I call it, the first half of the match, where they go back and forth and they each pick from one discipline, and then they can pick from anything from the book. That's the time to pick your strong shots for big points. But this is not a must make, but it's important.
Right. Cue ball's frozen to the rail, 3 balls frozen to the cue ball. Shooting into the rail with a lot of follow to get it to hook around that
This
ball
was
out in the middle.
For a time. This was in the follow category.
I can see
hard,
that.
It's hard to say if it's a mass or a follow, because some people shoot it with a level cue, just like Jamie does here, and some will elevate and shoot more like an essay.
There we go.
That's great.
Gets it on his second try. 5 points for Jamie.
Five points, but after this, he cannot afford to pick any more 6-pointers.
Need to start going for it.
9s and 10s
And hope Abram makes a mistake. See, is Abram going to shoot from the same spot? Or is he going to go to the other end?
Same spot.
Same spot. Same. Looks like he's elevating a little. He's not going completely level.
He is elevating more than Jamie, yes.
Miscue.
Miscue. We don't like that sound.
That's not a good sound.
That's an awful sound.
It's almost as bad as the sound of someone's cue stick dropping on a hard floor. We don't like those sounds either.
No. It's a good thing when your tip pops off, it doesn't make a specific sound, because that would be the most hated sound, when your tip comes off. Second attempt. Shoot into it, into the rail. Put a lot of follow on that ball. A lot of top spin, with a little bit of elevation, and it should curve.
Oh, wow. How did that ball not go?
Actually, that happens a lot more than people think. That happens a lot more.
Put that ball in there a little deeper.
Because we like to put the ball out from the slate cut.
A little bit of a bigger target.
Yeah, because we expect the cue ball to hit the long rail and then cut the ball in, actually. But if you hit it perfect and you have the ball too far out, that happens.
One Bucket Kids wants to know, are they charging for chalk now? In reference to his miscue.
Now he shoot the same shot and put the ball deeper, and that's it. But it's hard to shoot the same shot twice in a row. Not for him.
But he nails it. That was his third attempt, right?
Third attempt, yes. Miscue, and then...
So 4 points.
4 points. Okay, 54-27.
Right, so Jamie gained on him 1 point that round.
That's not enough.
That's not enough.
It's not enough. There's a 27-point difference, right? He's like halfway there. Jamie needs some points. Abram needs to keep his buffer. Let's see if he takes my advice or if he goes for it. I usually go for it.
All right, now we're going into the wild card rounds.
Wild card round. So they can pick anything from the program as long as they don't repeat a category.
Which discipline? Okay.
Massey shot 2B. That's the machine gun.
The machine gun Massey. Oh, this
So
is a cool shot.
he is taking my advice. This is the buffer shot I was talking about.
Nice little 7-pointer.
Nothing too crazy. Something you're guaranteed to make just to keep the difference. And Jamie's the one who has to risk it all now.
Right. Jamie has to go for the 10-pointers every chance he gets.
And I have to go warm up.
All right. Well, thank you.
Because pretty soon I'll be on the other side of the camera, where it's more stressful and you don't want to go in cold.
Exactly. Well,
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for sitting in with us.
No
Gabby,
problem.
we show you, everyone.
So we enjoy the rest of the match and probably stick around for the finals too.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. We're going to get Brian Pauly's going to come sit in with us now. He's on his way over. Being tagged in. All right, we're tagging in Brian Pauly, Mr. President. How you doing?
That is me. How are you guys doing? I guess this is the hot tag in wrestling, as I used to say.
It is. So, as I was saying earlier today, this is our first time doing a trick shot tournament, but man, this is a ton of fun. We want to do more.
Yep, and actually, Railbirds is going to be coming to our next event. It's
In London.
in London, Ohio. Yeah, it's
We just say London.
yeah, we're going to see the Queen. No, it's in London, Ohio. It's a new.
His name is Fred. He lives over on the corner of 5th and Main over there in London, Ohio.
Nice. No, we have there's a new pool room starting in London. It's called Big Money Billiard Parlor, and we're going to be doing an open event there. It's going to be real cool. We have a lot of players. We're looking at about 16 to 20 players. And as of right now, Mike Massey's going to come out of retirement and play in this.
The Tennessee Tarzan himself. Going to get to see some finger pool.
Oh, yeah. And ironically, you're talking about Mike because this is a shot he did on ESPN. That is still the only pool shot's been on ESPN's like top 10 shots of the week.
Boom.
Looks just like that.
Love that shot. Not a super difficult shot, but it looks so pretty. That was Abram, so 61 points.
Yeah, Tom Rossman calls this the da-da-da-da-da-da-da shot.
That's what he calls it.
Yeah, because the cue ball, literally, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, speaking of Abram and Massays, he actually makes Massey cues. And they are really, really good quality. They hit amazing. I got one from him about a month before this event, and my Massey game went up.
So so tell me, what is so special about a Massey cue? How is it different than any other cue?
Well, first of all, it's shorter, obviously. So when
Yeah.
you're shooting straight up and down, you don't want to be trying to stretch all the way up and
Right.
having that extra length. And they're heavier. My Massey cue is 23 ounces. But to give you another perspective, Florian, his Mez Massey cue is 28 ounces.
28 ounces, and it's about the size of a jump cue. So it's like a club.
Yeah, it is. And some people, they like it back weighted. Like Florian likes his back weighted because he holds it really high. Most of us like it more front weighted to help with the
Little better
energy
balance.
transfer. And usually the tip and the diameter is right about 14 millimeters, and the shafts are pretty stiff.
And what kind of tip do you put on a Massey cue? Is it a hard tip, a soft tip?
Most of us, for regular Masseys like this, an Elkmaster.
So a soft tip, okay.
Super soft to generate all that spin. But like no one's done it yet. Well, Gabby did it on me, the jump Massey. A lot of people use like a harder tip on that to help get it out of the rack quicker. I still hate that shot because I can't hit it. But it's pretty. It's awesome to see those guys jump it out. I've seen guys go like, 5, 6 diamonds.
Yeah, the
And
jump Massey, that's a cool shot where you jump it out of the rack and then it zings backwards back towards you to pocket that ball. All right, Jamie Moody.
Yeah, he hits this shot pretty good. I fully expect him to make this on the first try.
Had a friend drill at the end of a cue and fill it with lead. Had to be 12 or 13 pounds.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's a weapon at that point. That's a lethal weapon.
I almost would weigh almost as much as that fantasy intimidator cue that McDermott came out with years ago that looked like a knife or a sword or whatever.
All right, looks like they're having a little question on the setup of the shot.
Yeah, the thing is there has to be exactly 11 balls in the line. So sometimes we set these up differently for a show. Like if I do a show and I shoot this, I don't set it up exactly like how it is in the program.
Yeah, if you're doing a show, it's your show. You can do whatever you want, so
Right.
you don't have to follow the program or anything.
Right. So usually, instead of having 11 ball line, it's like 9
Mm-hmm.
or 8. I just want to make sure I hit it.
Does that make it a little bit easier?
Makes it a little bit easier, less room for it to go through. So. Yeah, so we had a color program done off of our master. Turns out there were some discrepancies. So just gotta make sure oh yeah, we remember how this is done. So yeah, these guys have been around the game a long time. So
All right, Jamie Moody with his first attempt at this. And Yahtzee.
nicely done.
7 points. Gives Jamie 34.
I think this is now Jamie's first wild card selection.
So how many of the wild card selections will there be? Is that 4, 8? How many how many is that?
If it goes completely to the end, they each pick 4, and then they got to rebut 4. So you'll be able to pick 4 of the shots that you want to pick from anywhere in the program.
Okay, so it could be up to 8. So 4 each.
Yep, 4 each. Yep.
All right.
And this is where knowing how your opponent plays. It's like if you know he's a stroke guy, then maybe you do some of the more touchy, shots.
All right, I'm going to step out for a few minutes. Sherry's going to take my place.
4B, discipline 1.
Okay. Show your fancy 4B. All right, Jamie is going to be picking the pinball shot, which is a shot's been around a while. A lot of us shoot this, but there are a lot of variables in this. This can be easily missed. The reason why it's called the pinball shot is the cue ball is really just ping, 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 ping all the way around the table, kind of like a pinball.
Yeah, table 4 and the stroller. And then fade in.
All right, so Sherry is now coming into the booth.
Yeah, we're playing tag team. Kevin's going to have a little bit of a break here. So there were questions that came up. We got one of them answered. I don't know if Gabby helped. People wanted to know what the entry fee was, and we filled them in on that because somebody in there told us it was $350 for these.
$350 to get into these tournaments.
Okay, and what are the payouts?
It really depends on how many people are here, how much added money we get,
Yeah.
and so forth. We had $2,500 added onto this event, which is our, the minimum amount we need to have a ranking event. So we're paying the top 4. First place is $2,000. Second place is $1,300. Third is $700, and fourth is $500.
Oh, right on. So you got paid.
Yes, I did.
That's awesome.
It's always nice to to get a little bit of money.
Yeah, that's a
At
nice
these
little
events.
payout too. Only for ended up with 6 players because everybody had everything come up in the world, it seems like, at the last minute, right?
Yeah, I mean, two months ago, we had about 12 to 14 players that verbally, had said, hey, I plan on being there or whatever, but then just one thing led to another and one thing later, and
Life led to.
life happens.
Yes, it does.
But as maybe been brought up before, two things really special happened here that Gabby had done. He broke 2 records that we have. So as in the preliminaries, there's scoring, right?
Yes.
So the scoring record on a 9-foot table was 277 points. Gabby shot 282, which broke that record. What made that so special to me, though, it's 4 1/8-inch pockets.
Diamond pockets with the
So-
deeper shelf. And
Exactly. So it doesn't matter if there's 6 players or 60 players. That's special.
Yes, it is, because you're not playing against each other at that time. You're just trying to accumulate
Yeah.
points, and you're getting to pick exactly what you want to shoot.
Absolutely.
But this shot,
First
I'm
try here
actu-
comes around. Does he get the
Does
right
he? I
angle?
think he's got the
Looks
angle.
like.
oh no!
Oh my goodness.
I'm actually surprised. I mean, he must really like this shot, Jamie, but he's had trouble with it the last couple of days, so I'm kind of surprised he's picking this unless he knows that Abram was struggling shooting it too, because you want to pick something that you know that you've been hitting and that, or maybe isn't one of their, isn't their forte or whatever. I mean, you guys are doing all of this stuff a lot, but it's still the, I like these kinds over these. Everybody's got their favorite. What's yours?
I like follow shots. I got a pretty good follow stroke, and as you guys saw, I love shooting the window shot.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I noticed it. Yeah, when it came up again, it was like, because Kevin had actually said on the live stream that you had missed it the first 3 times. The first, and you didn't. You missed it the first 2, hit it the third.
Yep.
And so I corrected him on that today, just because it's nice to correct him.
That's good.
And so everybody knows too. But
Yep.
but yeah, and then you hit it the first time last night. The very first shot you hit it, which was amazing. It just looks so cool, and it's somebody had made a comment about slow-mo. Slow-mo replay would be so cool, and we do replays where Kevin can slow it down, so it's something I'm going to have to get him working on for London, that we can do the slow-mo replay,
Right.
especially on some of these shots like the half butterfly and
Oh, yeah.
things where in this one here where the balls are just flying around.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jamie's going to make an adjustment on that chalk where the ball's resting, just to move it out just a little bit
No.
to where the cue ball comes around. So we'll see if he made his adjustment well. Looks good. Get in
That's
there.
perfect.
Nicely
There we go.
done. 8 points for Jamie.
8 points for Jamie.
I see Coach is there in the chat room. How you doing,
Oh.
Jim? It's been a while.
He's been there all weekend.
Yeah, he's a player from the past, and he's always been a fan. So he actually moved out to the Philippines.
That's what he was saying. It's kind of you can't drive from the Philippines, and I told him he needs to get an amphibian.
There you go. No, Coach is a good guy. He taught a lot of people. So
There it is. So I'll put this back up again for you all to see, or in case you're just joining. Jamie called the shot. He has made it. And now, like any game of horse, it's Abram's turn.
absolutely, and that's the cool thing about the playoff format we have now. So years ago, it was more like golf. It was score. That's all it was. There was no playoffs. Whoever had the highest score won. A lot of people were like, "Yeah, we like the playoff format because people are used to ESPN Trick Shot Magic, to where
Yeah.
it was like head to head."
Yeah, it
Became-
was the game of horse when it was on ESPN.
Yep. So we came up with this format. People seem to really love it. So yeah, it's definitely going to be here to stay, and I think people recognize that. I think a little better because they're used to one-on-one regular pool.
Yeah.
So
And see, Abram is shooting this the same way, so I'm going to get this out of the corner so we can watch the cue ball come out. And I like the out of the corner view for this shot. It seems it lets you see it a lot better. I'd like to get the slow-mo for that, where the ball, I don't know if it's pinball or ping pongs back and forth, but makes the ball in the corner pocket.
oh, is that the machine gun follow
Yes,
shot? Where you
yeah.
hit it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that shot.
I'd love to see that in slow-mo. That would be so cool. Too bad those high-speed cameras are so expensive.
Yeah. Actually, one shot I would love to see on slow-mo is a circular draw.
Yeah.
And that's a crazy stroke shot. I'm surprised Abram hasn't pulled it on Jamie, because I know Jamie might struggle with that a little bit, but I think because Abram's so far ahead, he's like, I just want to make points,
Yeah.
you know. But if he gets to the match against Gabby, I fully expect one of those guys to pull it. All right, so here's Abram's first try.
All right. So when you're shooting at this one ball here, you're slicing it.
Yep. Outside English, so right English in this case.
I didn't like something there. Maybe the way he was just the way he approached the shot, something wasn't right for him.
Could have been. Sometimes it's, you just don't feel right. You know, get back up like a regular pull shot.
Yeah, didn't approach it properly, or something happened there.
Here it comes.
Yeah,
Ooh,
but
he missed
the
ball.
2 balls still on the table.
Yeah, there's so many things to adjust with this. There's so many ways to miss it. You know, if the ball doesn't go down to the rail, if you don't have that set up right. There's been times you come around and you hit the stick and it doesn't make one of the balls, or you set the rack up wrong and the angle comes off wrong. So there's so many variables in some of these setup shots like this.
Well, and I've even seen, like, because because you're hitting it with a little bit of speed, when the cue ball hits the cue, it actually jumps a little bit and rides the cue stick some, if it's at a little bit too firm.
Right, and there's actually in the program, and this has happened sometimes, if you hit it super hard, the cue will actually jump over the stick and slide down and can actually make the shot that way. But that's kind of an illegal way to do it.
Yeah.
And so you cannot have it go behind the cue. That happened to me in Houston in February, and I was like, ugh. I hit it good, but then I hit it too hard.
Yeah. Well, and that's just such a small variance in speed, because you gotta hit that at a pretty good clip to have it hit all of that stuff and hit the rack and continue over. Yeah, it's
Especially on a 9-foot table.
Oh yeah.
I mean, on a 7-foot table, you don't have to hit this super hard, but with a 9-footer, you definitely got to stroke this. Mr. Rob Peacock, how are you doing?
He's trying to stay dry.
Yeah. He was actually one of the guys who was going to hopefully be here, but stuff happens. So we hope to see you in Ohio, Rob. Practicing these things can be very tough, because you're practicing one shot and you miss it a couple times. 5 minutes later, you've hit it twice.
Yeah.
You're practicing a regular pool. You're in stroke. You're hitting balls. So we'll see if Abram made his adjustment so that second ball doesn't rattle down the pocket. Here we go. Here, the
This
adjustment.
is going to get there.
This looks good.
There
Nicely
we go.
done.
All right,
Nicely
that was
done.
third attempt. So that is 7 points for Abram.
Actually, I think it was the second
Second
attempt.
attempt?
Yeah, because he hung it the first time.
Yeah.
And he made it that time. So now we're on to
So
Jamie's.
69.
That's going to be Jamie's second pick.
I guess
See what he
I
comes with.
update the score. So are we into their where they pick the shots
Yep.
now? Is
Yep.
that-
I believe
okay.
this is no, this is Abram's second pick. Follow 3B. Ah, yes, the zip shot. This is a nice little setup shot.
Yeah, so the object here is, so this is follow?
Yep, so this is a
Follow.
carom follow. So he's going to shoot that first ball that's out in the middle of the table, and then make the side pocket ball on a carom, and then spin forward make the corner pocket ball.
Now, when you're looking at where you want to contact that ball in the side pocket, are you looking at hitting it full or just a little bit to the bottom side of
A
it?
little bit to the bottom side of this. So how I shoot this, I actually adjust the side pocket ball on a 9-foot table just a little bit to the right to give me that angle.
Yeah.
And then I have the cue ball a specific amount past the ball because it has to be on the third diamond line.
Yeah.
So you can move anywhere on the third diamond line. So I have mine about chalk cube out on a 9-footer.
Okay.
So then I have like my measurement set up exactly, my ball set up exactly, and I have like a specific point on the first ball that I aim at.
Yeah. And it says, and there's special notes in it, it's up there on your screen, is that the one ball
Does not have to be made.
does not have to be made, but it cannot interfere with the shot.
Correct. And there it is.
There we go. First attempt, 8 points.
It's like the difference between 7-foot and 9-foot. How I set this up on a 7 and how I hit it on a 7 is different. How I set it up and hit it on a 9.
Oh, well, yeah, it's, even just a regular pool player where you're shooting and you're expecting that English to take the, the ball off, the cue ball off angle a little bit, but you know what? That extra 2 foot of table isn't there for the English to take, so now you're just going straight in the drink.
Right.
And so it affects a lot of things, and that's why when I was looking at the diagram going, if you hit that full on the side, there's no way in the world that it'll pocket that ball, so you have to hit it a little bit low.
Right. And the other thing about this, it's in the notes, and that object ball in the side pocket can be as far as 1 ball out. That's the only way this shot really can be made. If you have it like right up against the pocket cut, there's no way you're going to get over that, especially hitting it with a follow the stroke.
All right, Jamie's shooting this the other way. Let me see if... Yeah, let's give you this camera angle for Jamie's shot here. So deceptively simple, but yeah, see?
Yep.
They're just... You think, oh yeah, I can do that all day. No, you can't. Go set it up.
Yeah, I think in my prelim round, I had the ball, I had it over too far in the side pocket, and I jawed it out of the side pocket. So these shots, as easy as they look, and as easy as sometimes we make these look, any one of these can be missed.
Oh, well, I think it was one of the follow shots. I think it's a 10-point follow shot, the one where it's you pocket the ball on the side and come around and pocket the ball on the other side.
Oh, yeah, 10-point trick and fancy. It's that
Yeah.
carom, 2-row carom.
Yeah, and it just looks so easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. We all know how to scratch in that side pocket on that shot.
Yep. I mean, the bank kick shot that I hit, it's a 6-pointer. I hardly ever miss it. I missed it all 3 times. It just happens.
Yeah. No, well, I want to, get, this isn't about,
Ooh,
this
almost.
isn't just out there playing around having fun. This is serious stuff.
Yep. And it's one of those. What makes the good players great is being able to adjust. It's not necessarily, I'm gonna hit it on the first try every time. It's if I miss it, okay, how did I miss it? How do I adjust it? Because like in regular pool, every table is different, every rail is different. So if you come up short, but you normally hit it at that, you got to know how to adjust it to now lengthen it up a little bit to make it. All right, last attempt on this. Come on, Jamie.
Yep. There's somebody liking the Jamaica Joe's custom lights. There is only 3 of them here.
Man.
Just barely missed that. That was so close. Yeah, there's 3. Well, no, they got some in the back room too, but it is not like that over all of the tables. They do have the diamond lights over their 7-footers.
All right, so now Jamie's going to have his second pick. It's going to be Discipline 2 5C. I believe this is going to be the 3-2-1 shot.
Mm-hmm.
I know Abram doesn't like this. There it is.
Discipline 2-5C,
3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And the reason why Brian did not hit it right the first time, because he shot him in the wrong order. I'm just going to put that out there. He shot 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
You had him in the reverse order, and that's
Yep.
why that's why you didn't make it the first time. Yeah, so you shoot him in opposite order, rolling the 3 at the corner pocket, the 2 a little bit faster, and then rocketing the 1 ball past him.
Yep. And This is a shot that is exponentially more difficult on a 7-footer
Yeah.
because you got less time and less space to play with. So obviously the stroke shots are easier on the 7s, but the speed shots and stuff are pretty tough on 7-footers.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, all that you get little bit of room to work with. I mean, it's like the difference.
Oh, he hit that first
That's
ball super
perfect.
fast. Look at this.
Yeah.
Drilled it.
Nice. 10
Nicely
points.
done.
That'll bring him to 52. Yeah. It's kind of like, the difference of playing 8-ball on a 9-footer and a 7-footer. All of that room that you lose with the balls in there. Here you've got this distance that you're losing. So you've got to really have that nice slow roll pocket speed on that first ball. And he, as you said, he hit that a little bit crisp, but
He still recovered and hit it.
well, he's like the speed pull
Oh
champion.
yeah,
So.
he shoots so fast. There's a video on YouTube. It's called "This Is Artistic Pool" that one of our players put together, and just past guys, current guys, and people just doing shots in their basement or whatever. Just a lot of different shots. And he's on there, and he's doing a speed jump shot over a shaft. He jumped like 6 or 7 balls in like 2 seconds.
Wow.
I mean, people tell me, was that sped up? Like, no, that was not. That video was not sped up. That was legit.
If you're looking for that video, I actually have it in the comments on the event page on our Facebook page for the event. I pinned that on there so that people could go and watch it.
Oh, very cool. Let's see if Abram can respond to this.
That looks pretty good.
Oh, the 2 rattled.
Well, and he didn't make the 3 either. The speeds look good.
And this one also, with the 4 1/8 inch pockets, you got to be pretty accurate.
Yeah.
And it was actually because of this shot was the reason why Gabby didn't win all 8 discipline medals.
You did that to him on purpose, didn't you?
I did, actually. At the time, I needed a 10-pointer. So I couldn't pick another trick and fancy shot. I don't shoot the 10-point draws like really good consistently. I'd already picked a follow. Everything else, I'm like, either he can make or I don't shoot well, so I got to come up with something. So I hit this, and I figured maybe his psyche might have say, oh, I missed it for the discipline. I might miss it again. So I was happy to hit it and stay in it, but no, he came and drilled it because the day after, I think he hit that thing like 20 times over on a practice table.
Oh,
to
yeah,
get
he's
it.
like, I'm getting this down. All right, well, we'll check you later, Wambra. Hit him in the heart. It's my new tagline.
Nice. So yeah, that was it. That was the other record that Gabby did, was the winning 7 disciplines. The record was 6, and he won 7. So I mean, even with the smaller field and everything, he did some special stuff this weekend.
Yeah, he was hitting almost everything up until the last couple of shots of the prelim. He was making everything.
That's why they call him Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, well, we were trying to figure out if it was that or the hair.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right, see if Abram can get his last try here.
This is it. Coming with it right here and now. Oh, just caught the 2 ball on the way by.
That was a good pick by Jamie.
Yeah.
Abram's like, I hate that shot. I actually like that shot.
Yeah, another one that looks so simple. Oh, yeah, no. Try it.
I've had people let's see, oh, that's an easy shot, and I line up for him, like, all right, here you go. And 10 tries later, they still ain't got it.
Yeah, well, there's this guy out there named Bert Kinnister. And he's got a whole series of videos. And one of them is a speed drill where you start with the object balls lined up on the first diamond. And you shoot one, and the next one has to go further, and the next one further, and
I've
the
seen
next
that
one
drill
further.
before, yeah.
And that drill would be awesome for this, for that shot there.
I think this is Abram's 3rd pick shot. Now, if I'm Abram at this point, I'm shooting lower point shots,
Yeah, things that you're pretty much going to make.
And he's ahead now, too,
Yeah.
so he doesn't want to pull a 10-pointer, miss it, and then have Jamie hit it and get right back into it.
Exactly. Yeah, because, this a little bit of a difference in the money here, too, to go out here. Now, for the 3rd and 4th place, does it depend on how many points you made in your match?
Prelim.
The prelim
score.
points, okay.
So that's another way you want to try to get as high as you can in the prelims. Abram's over there looking at his tablet, trying to figure out a shot he knows he can make.
It's like playing the team event, and it's hill every game you're out there.
Absolutely. Jump 1C. What's
7-1C, is
Yep.
that where I'm going?
And actually, on their official scorecard, Jamie's only got 51, not 52.
Okay.
We'll get that here in a second. Ah. Yeah, you haven't shot it yet, so.
Discipline 7, shot
2B. Okay, 2B and jump.
That one's 7-2B.
Yep. There you go.
The close jump shot.
This is where a lot of us use like either the Dr. Pop or the Marty Carey jump cue for this, since it's so close.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're pocketing the one ball. Cue ball is going to jump over that line of balls there and pocket the other ball that'll be setting up down in the corner.
Yep. Usually, I mean, this can be a fairly easy shot, but also can be missed very easily too. I mean, I have never missed this in competition till this week. It's one of those is like, oh my goodness. But it happens. I mean, it's just like, you know, that 2-foot putting golf
Yeah.
or the straight in hanger on the 8 ball to win a match. If you don't give it its due and you're
Yeah.
not in the right mindset, you can very easily miss this.
Yeah. Well, it's something like those straight in shots. There was something Grady Matthews told Kevin years ago. You imagine if, especially you have to be dead straight in. That object ball isn't there. You're shooting your cue ball straight to the back of the pocket. Your Q-tip straight to the back of the pocket. That ball ain't there,
Interesting.
and it really helps to pocket straight in balls.
I may have to use that. Because that's another thing people always ask, you know, can trick shot players play regular pool? And most of us can. Most of us started playing regular
Yeah.
pool and then got into trick shots later. Some people, you know, like Florian, started with trick shots and then did regular pool later.
There it is.
Nice shot.
Scratching does not matter. So that is 7 points for Abram. So did I have his score right? They just
Yeah.
said it was the one score
Yeah,
that was wrong.
Abram scores right.
Okay. So
It was interesting about these guys also playing a match together in Houston at our World Championships. They played in the quarterfinals,
no.
and the winner of that got Gabby. So now,
Okay.
basically, you just upped it one level. They're playing in the semis, and the winner gets Gabby in the finals.
So I know, the thing about trick shot players and being regular pool players. I happen to know Jason Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of I met him at a regular pool hall. There we are.
Nice shot, Jamie.
And playing tournaments and stuff. He actually played in a team event with some of the guys from our area. And we have the Michigan Independent Pool Players Association there. And I think it goes up to like 13, and Jason is an 11. So yeah, the guy plays a little bit of pool,
Oh, yeah.
just regular pocket billiards.
So Jamie's going to have to come with a 10-pointer here to really stay in this, having an opportunity to try to win this.
He's wondering if he can pick. So that would be follow is what he's looking
Yep.
at. He said discipline 4.
5B in discipline and follow. I think this is the follow bender, the one that I shot, because he hits that really good. 4, discipline 4.
4,
There you
yeah.
go.
Right, one more. This one? The
Yep,
follow
5B.
bender?
Yep, that's the one. He hits this good. I had a certain setup that wasn't working, so I saw how he was hitting it, and I stole it, and it worked.
I think you hit this one the first shot, didn't you? Or was it the second?
It was the second
Yeah.
against Gabby, yeah. I overcooked it.
And Gabby was unsuccessful
Yep.
at this shot.
Yep. This is a touchy shot. It's you got to get the right amount of spin. If you hit it too much, you come off the rail and either hit the balls or juice it onto the longer rail.
Yeah.
Which I think he did, and I did on my first try. But you don't hit it good enough, then it doesn't bend over, and you got to get your angle right and coming off the cue ball. I mean, coming
Yeah.
off the object ball. So there's so many different ways you can miss this. But he hits this good, so I expect him to make it.
Up there's commentator's jinx.
Ooh, I should
Yeah,
have said
it
that.
stopped bending. So it was a little bit too hard. You're saying if it stopped bending there.
Yeah. So I was practicing at a pool room, and someone saw me do this. They're like, "Well, I can make that shot." And 20 shots later, they still hadn't made it.
Yeah.
I was like, "If you think it's that easy, why don't you try it?" All right, Jamie, make your adjustment here, buddy.
See what he does here. That's too much.
Ooh, man.
Just the tiniest bit too much. It was so close. Now, on this shot, I'm sure there's regulations on how far that ball can be, where that ball can be in the corner pocket.
Oh, in the one in the corner pocket?
Yeah.
If there's no like special notes, it can be a ball width out of the pocket, and it can be on the other side.
Okay.
So anytime it says like near a pocket, it can be on a ball width and on either side of it. But sometimes they say it has to like even with the cut and
Yeah.
so forth. So
But when it just says near the pocket, it's one ball width, or that did not track in.
yep.
All right. Well, Abram, see if he can pull this one off.
I think if he hits this on any attempt, I think he's pretty much
All right, it's done.
pretty much mathematically ahead to where he can't be caught.
Then we'll take what, a little half an hour break or something.
Yeah, take a little bit of break, so Abram can go to the bathroom, do whatever. Let Gabby hit some balls on the table,
Yeah.
and then we'll get started right after that with the finals.
They're scheduled for, what was it, 7?
I think it was like 6 or 7 like that, but
Yeah.
we're moving pretty quick, and we'll let these guys go and get started. So
Yeah.
let the guys have an evening to chill out.
Here goes Abram's first attempt, and that ball jumped in the air, so it was in the air when it made contact with the side rail there. It's kind of hard to get that arc when it's in the air.
Right, I think he hit that a little too full.
Yeah. Yeah, the draw shots, some of those draw shots that, to me, it's almost like a stutter masse draw. Used to love watching Buddy Hall hit those just in regular play. I mean, to me, it is one of the prettiest things you can do with a cue ball. And, and the stroke that is applied to make it do it, I mean, I am in awe and jealous of everybody that can do that.
Even though you got to have a pretty good stroke for this, it's still a touchy stroke shot. I mean, there's
Yeah.
some of the shots that you can just grill up, hit it as hard as you can. This is not necessarily one of them.
To me, that's a finesse. It's finesse. It's not hit at 100 miles an hour, because 100 miles an hour just zips it straight back. It doesn't give that little bit of stall and then draw, which arcs the ball. And I just love it. And it's a finesse stroke, and Buddy's just amazing. And then watching you guys do it, it's like, yep.
That's also
Goals.
yeah.
Goals.
That's also sometimes when I play regular pool, like if I when I play league in the next week or two, I'll probably like overspin everything because I'm used to putting so much spin and so much stroke
Yeah.
on these things.
Living out there in no man's land, right? on a lot of these shots, when you're doing the severe force follow and stuff, you've got to be just about to miscue at the top of that ball to hit a lot of those.
Yep, especially like the 2 millimeter draws. Like if you miss cute, you're right about there.
Says he put this in the program. Well, that was attempt number 3.
Yep, so he's done
All
with that
three
shot.
of these guys, both of these guys missing all 3 attempts on this. I mean, and it is a 10-pointer for a reason.
Absolutely. I'm just going to double check the score here, make sure, do they have to continue more, or is this the end? So they're just going to double check.
Yeah, we're at 58 to 84 according to my math. But math is hard and girls are pretty, I hear.
she's got jokes, everybody.
Yeah, and sometimes I don't use all the same ones over and over again. Now, you hit this one here earlier.
That's the match.
Yeah.
He cannot catch him.
You hit this shot here earlier, and I love calling, seeing somebody call this one an 8-ball
Oh, yeah.
or something, that reverse bank, triple reverse bank.
Yep.
Yeah, love it.
I've actually seen Tom Rossman do this lengthwise
Woo.
instead of widthwise.
Holy moly, I'd like to see that.
But it's like break speed, hard. So we're going to take a little bit of a break, let these guys go.
Yep.
And I'll be back in a little bit.
Yeah, Abram and Gabby for your finals. We'll be back in about a half an hour. Stay tuned and share if you haven't done it, or even if you have. Let your friends know what's going on. Sherry Ross, Railbirds Productions. Hit them in the heart, guys.